Welcome back to Risque Business News. I'm your host, Laura.
And I'm May.
And we have a special guest today. We've got Sophie Buddle.
Hello.
On the podcast. Very funny comedian. She's amazing. And we are going to be talking about some really important topics in the world today. We're going to be talking about Kim Kardashian's nipple bra. I know you guys have been burning with desire to understand what the fuck's going on there. So we'll tell you. And then we're also going to discuss the Prada spacesuits that are coming out.
Fancy.
Yeah.
I love it.
And then maybe some other shit that I don't remember right now. So enjoy.
Where's the money? I don't understand how you make money.
Hold
from
on.
that, though.
2 stand-up comics in New York City.
Just learned a lot of this stuff. I'm going to ask all the stupid questions that you might be thinking at home, but are afraid to ask people.
Making it to where you feel like you're too stupid to be able to ever engage in it, they win.
Why the fuck are they doing this?
It's to make money. It's Risque Business News. Sophie, thank you for coming on the pod.
Yay, thank you for having
From
me.
LA
I
/ Canada.
I flew in for this. And,
Yeah.
and I live
Specifically
here
this.
now too, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, Sophie is going to be house sitting for me. It's very important that you guys know this. So send her gifts too.
Yeah. Do you post your full address?
Yeah,
online?
if you want to send Sophie a gift, maybe. How about that? You tell me. You send me a message. I'll give you the address.
I actually had somebody reach out to me to give me some sponsored gifts, and I almost put your address, and I was like, oh no, Laura will be mad at me. So then I put my own real address. Yeah. So and then
Laura might be not having. I literally have a doorman too. I actually have a layer of protection.
And I keep forgetting to bring them over. Anyway, we'll get to it. The spiked hops, we're gonna review you next episode, I promise. But anyway,
That's so fun. I honestly
and you don't get to know where I live.
I love any free stuff. Like sometimes comedy clubs will like give you free merch and stuff, and other comedians ruin it for the good ones of us because they'll be like, no, I don't want a comedy club shirt. I want every single free shirt. I want every free like beer thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
I need another koozie.
Yeah.
And do I drink beers? No, but I want the koozie.
All
okay?
of my cups in my home are comedy club cups.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fancy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We bring out the good china.
Yeah. It'd be fun to have a dinner party, and it's like, this is when I was at the Comedy Fort. This is when I was wherever.
Yeah.
Like,
You can pick your favorite.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fun.
So you are a full-time comedian.
Full time.
Yes, we love
Which
that.
means
That's
1 hour a night.
which
Which
is
is full time.
which means
Yeah.
unemployed. Just kidding. No, in Sophie's case,
Basically.
she's actually very employed.
I'm actually
she works
too
quite a
employed.
bit.
I'm not
Yeah.
as employed as you, of course,
Yes.
but I'm as a comedian. I've been on the road for real the past 2 years, like every weekend.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and it would be amazing if I were making more money. Like it's like so crazy to be on the road every single weekend and still be like, where's all my money going? But it's because if you're on the road, you can't go shopping, and so you have to shop online, and that's when it really gets out of hand.
Oh,
Of
yeah.
course, of
It's
course,
crazy.
Of course. That happens all the time too. So I fall victim to that as well. And I'm not on the road every weekend.
I can't stop purchasing things, and then when you finally go home, there's so many packages for you. It's Christmas every week.
That's great.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like people get it. We talked about this a little bit last night off camera, but like when people get into comedy, they're like, oh, this is fun. I'm like, getting these spots in the city or whatever. And then when you start to do the job, which like I'll probably do something like once every like 2 months or so. Like it's like, wow, this is exhausting.
Yeah.
And like
Yeah.
I'm kind of like taking a bath on a lot of these places,
Oh
like,
my God.
I'm taking a fucking bath. Like my boss from my day job, she's like, oh, like whenever you want to like make the transition, make sure you give me like a long lead up time. And I'm like, girl, it might be forever because I'm like,
You're gonna need to fire me.
like, it takes a very long time to make any sort of money. So I mean, you're
It
in the
does.
top 1% right now for
Oh,
sure.
absolutely.
Yeah, well, it's like coming from Canada is always a real gamble, like for Canadian comedians that move to the States, because you have to be already a working professional comic for a long time to have the number of credits that qualifies you for the visa to come
wow.
here. But then it's also a situation where you come here and you have no contacts. You don't even really have friends because you're not allowed to come down and do shows before you have a visa.
Oh,
Yeah.
There was
it's a
actually
work visa, duh.
Yeah, and there's like, even if you're coming down to do unpaid spots, there's these horror stories of comics going down, and then the person at customs Googles their name, finds out they're a comic, and they get banned from the country. So it's like, it's really like you're just jumping in to this much bigger industry when you're already used to being like a headliner and touring and stuff, and
Right.
you come here and then you're doing 3-minute spots, and
Oh,
you're trying
God.
to
Yeah.
and so
and you're happy about it.
yeah, but it is like, it is pretty scary because you go from kind of top of the totem pole to the bottom,
Yeah.
and you don't know how long it's going to take. You don't know if because you're restarting your career essentially.
Yeah.
Anything involving the United States government, like at the beginning of a career, is absolutely terrifying.
They really need to chill. It's like people are coming in here and doing some yuck 'em ups. Like it's really not
Yeah.
the end of the fucking world. No one's
Really
like
cool.
infiltrating Raytheon or anything. Like you gotta take it easy.
Well, software engineers.
you're at the Chuckle Hut in
relax.
Ohio. Like it's gonna be fine.
I'm doing the bones and zones. Leave me alone.
Okay, yeah.
Excuse me. Never mind. United
Bones
States.
and zones.
Yeah,
That's
the
what
U.S.
Bones and
government
zones.
get involved, please. Bones and Zones is here.
I know it's so embarrassing to prove to the American government that you're funny too. Like it's like because you're like, what if they watch a YouTube video of me and they don't like it, and then I'm banned, and then I cannot continue my life.
That is tough. That's worse than a clip bombing
You bombed
online.
so badly that you're banned from the United States.
I mean,
government.
it's happened. It's happened to many of my brothers and sisters up in the Great White North.
That's crazy. Yeah, I guess I didn't realize about all those like loops, but I guess the Canadian comedians that I know here, they had like a day job first and then transitioned. So maybe that's how they got like out of that.
Oh, like they had a day job that their Visa sponsored them. Yes,
right.
that makes sense. Yeah, no, it's really hard to come just as a straight up comedian.
Yeah.
And I mean, anybody.
Was it called the exceptional talent or something?
It
like
is.
that?
It is. I have an
That's
O1
pretty
visa.
cool, though.
It's called the exceptional persons visa.
Oh,
and then
we only allow exceptional persons on this
literally
pod.
whenever I go through the border, I have to show them my O1 visa, and they're like exceptional, and they're like, "What do you do?" And you're like, "I'm a comedian," and they're like, "Okay." Sure.
They're like, nobody respects that man.
I know. I have such weird interactions at the border too, because it's like, first of all, people don't know comedy's a job, so they're like spend a lot of time googling like on their clicking away.
They're listening to They're listening to this podcast. If you're listening and you are from the border,
just let me through. I have my papers. I have my papers.
Extremely exceptional.
Yes.
Just let her go.
I also I'm constantly crossing the border because I still do a lot of work in Canada and the States. And I have so many weird border interactions. And I've started dressing really slutty when I'm going through customs because I find it makes it easier.
I bet.
And so my experience at the border depends completely on if the border guard wants to fuck me or not.
Really?
So like sometimes I'll go through and if I look gross, they're like, "You're a comedian. Like that's not a job." And you're like, "Okay."
Yeah.
But then if you look slutty, you got your
They're like,
boobs
she's
out.
an entertainer.
I know. Well, yeah, I go up and they're like, "Where are you going?" I'm like, "I don't know, Chicago." And then they're like, "Without me?" And I'm like,
I'll be performing at the Chuckle Hut. Here's ticket link, 20% off for you.
I find the thing I'm asked the most often when I'm going back into Canada is they're like, "Are you famous?" And I'm like, "Well, do you know who I am?" Then no.
Right. In
Um,
certain circles.
In very, very niche Canadian comedy circles, I'm famous.
So famous.
famous in my mind. And you've been doing comedy for a long time now, like 15 years,
Yes,
right?
that's right.
Amazing.
I've been out here.
How did you make money in the beginning? You have some jobs?
Well,
perhaps?
I did have jobs. The thing is, I started stand up when I was like 14 or 15, like somewhere.
Oh, wow.
That's wild.
So I've always done stand up, but I did have a lot of jobs as well.
Yeah.
So when I was in high school, I worked at a coffee shop. And this woman, my boss hated me so much. So this was the scoop. So I worked at this cool coffee shop downtown Ottawa. The woman that owned it was married to the owner, and then they got divorced, and she like took the cafe out of spite during the divorce, and she was very like in over her head, and it was just there was only 2 employees, me and this other girl, and she just at a certain point started to hate me, and my job became being in the basement, in the unfinished basement, making the egg salad sandwiches.
Maybe
and
maybe her ex-husband like complimented you once or something.
I'm sure it was something like that. I'm sure it was something like that. And so I was in the basement, like fully like no windows, all concrete, boiling this huge thing of eggs on a hot plate every single day. And then I would peel all the eggs, it'd be hot and burn my hand. And then I'd cut that up. I'd cut up onions, I'd cut up pickles and mix it with mayo and mustard. And I did that every goddamn day. I was the little egg troll in the basement, and then I'd come up smelling like eggs. And I was like, "Please, can I serve a customer?" She's like, "No, get back in the basement."
You gotta boil the eggs.
No one's even ordering egg salad. She's
Nobody
just stockpiling.
No, it was just
sort of a thing for her.
There was no reason to fire me, and so she's like, I'm gonna smoke her out. I'm gonna make her do eggs forever until she quits. And I did eventually quit, which was good. And then
have you eaten egg salad since?
I love egg salad.
Me too. Yeah, and you have a great recipe for it.
Yeah,
too.
if anyone needs,
I can make egg salad in my sleep. I can peel an egg in a second.
She dreams of egg salad.
Yeah, the thing is, I would go back. I love egg salad. I would do it. She thinks she's ruining eggs for me. Dream on.
Yeah.
Great source of protein. So that was my first job. I also worked on Parliament, which is like, our White House. sort of.
Really? That's
I
so
was
random.
From egg salad troll to Parliament
Yes.
lady.
Yes, it was a similar situation though. I was an
Oh.
assistant to an MP, so it was a lot of like just little one
Egg
of my
salad
jobs.
making.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
also had me making egg salad. Well, that was my only skill on my resume.
Yeah,
so they
got
had
it.
to have me doing
You were
that.
working
She's
in the
good.
kitchen at Parliament, specifically the egg salad department. They're
Yeah.
like, we heard she's got the experience.
Well,
okay?
I was
She is
similarly-
talented. I don't know what to tell you.
I similarly started on the wrong foot when I was working in Parliament because my first job was to wash everybody's mugs because everyone had like their mug on their desk.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we weren't
From
close.
like coffee.
Yeah. And we weren't close to like I don't know, the kitchen or something, and so I had to wash them all in the bathroom sink. And so I had
my
like
God.
20 cups on this tray. I'm in high school, I'm so nervous. I wash all the cups. On my way back I trip. I break every single person's mug on my
great.
first day
Oh,
there.
and are they like named mugs? Are they like
It's
specific that
everybody's
way?
mug from home. It's
Oh, I
everybody's
see. Oh,
favorite
Yeah,
mugs
see.
from
their
home.
kid gave them. Like
Oh,
their
Exactly, hand painted, and
for Mother's
first
Day.
day,
Yeah,
just
absolutely.
getting off on
Grandma's
the wrong foot with absolutely
heirloom.
everybody. But I was really into politics, so I wanted to just be doing anything. But the thing is, I was really into American politics, and so I was like,
Love.
oh well, I'll work at Parliament. It'll be the same. It's not,
Yeah.
Is it really not? Like what were
No,
the
it's so boring.
Halloween
Canadian
parties
it was
politics.
like
all
normal
black
and like
face.
adults working there versus what we're
exactly.
fucking doing.
Yes,
over here
exactly.
where it's just like a children's playpen.
Well, that was
But like
the
at
thing.
DC.
That was the thing in Canada. You can really enjoy the spectacle that is American politics
It
because
is.
it's not my rights that are being
Right,
questioned.
right. Are
It
you
is a little
still
fun.
Are you still into politics?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of my main thing. Like I'm kind of a news
Really?
nerd, and that's why I'm excited.
yeah. Well, we talk about Kim Kardashian's tits on this one.
that's
so
part of the news.
Yeah.
That's part of the news.
It absolutely is.
No, but it really is like kind of my main interest is like the
Right.
news and like world politics and stuff too. But American politics are obviously the funniest.
Oh, for
Oh,
sure.
they're
I mean,
hilarious.
people
the
like
jokes
rip,
write themselves there.
Yeah. I feel like people will rip on me for being. I'm super into reality TV. It's probably
I
my
love
biggest
reality TV.
guilty pleasure. Like I feel like my brain, I get dumber every day.
Yeah.
But people that are super into politics and like the reality TV aspects of politics, I'm like, okay, but you're just watching your own drama. It's just a
Honestly,
different.
I
Absolutely.
say this
It's the
all the
same
time.
piece of your brain.
I say this absolutely all the time that politics is the same as reality TV because it's a study of people.
Yes.
And you can read people so well, and so much of it is fake. For like reality TV stuff, it's stuff that's like overly produced. For politics, it's stuff that's like overly written for them and like vetted. But the reason you watch politics and the reason you watch reality TV is the same thing. Is there's so much fake stuff. When a little bit of real stuff comes through, it feels so fucking good.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's so exciting because you're like, this is what humanity is. It's like the little peaks inside.
What have been some of your favorite stories recently? Anything stick out?
Oh, for politics stuff?
Yeah.
I mean, George Santos.
I was
so
about
funny.
to say, I was like, do you have thoughts on George Santos?
we did
we
a whole
called him. We called him on the pod.
Did he answer?
No, he
No.
didn't.
It was like
But
this-
I like to think
I mean,
he
he's
he
busy.
has my voicemail
He's
still.
very busy.
yeah,
was
he's
also
very
the-
busy lying.
It was in the thick of things too. So
Yeah.
we could always call him again.
Yeah, I mean,
One of May's friends that was on this pod worked with him.
Yeah, at an animal rescue. Because remember, there was like that
Yeah.
weird also lie that he had a bunch of like dog. It was like, who knows? This man, we
he'll
don't even
say
know what
anything.
his real name is.
He'll say
I think he's
anything.
AI. I'm pretty sure. I think it's just like
He's a
a
psyop.
fever dream.
He's part. I mean, I can't wait for him to be in a reality show after this because
Yeah.
he's
Oh.
not staying in politics.
No,
Let's be
for
honest.
sure not.
How are they going to get rid of him?
I think he's gonna get offered a really good contract to like host Fuckboy Island or something.
I would watch
Don't
the
tell
shit out of
Nikki.
it.
Yeah, no. I mean, no,
With
they'll do it
Nikki.
together. They'll do it together.
Oh
It'll
my
be
god,
amazing.
I would watch it. I would
Wow,
watch
I would watch the shit out of that. That would be politics plus. Oh,
There's
come
an edit
on.
right there because you guys both did the exact same face and hand movement. That was so
Whoa.
synchronized. Oh
No,
my
that-
god, they need a podcast together.
Yeah.
That
Oh
would
my
be so
God.
amazing.
Amazing.
Nikki,
But-
if you're listening,
And my full-time job right now, obviously comedy kind of takes the back seat because it's just at nighttime.
Yeah.
My full-time job right now is watching a reality show.
Yes.
It's called The Block. Nobody knows what it is. It's in
No, I've never heard
Australia.
of it.
It is my favorite show. Whenever it's on, it's my entire life because they put out like 4 episodes a week. They're all an hour long.
Wow.
And it goes for
Whoa.
like 3 months. It is. I need to tell you guys about this show.
yeah, what's
What's- yeah.
happening for 4 hours a
So-
week?
recommendations
and
corner.
it's not
Let's go.
enough. And it's not enough. I wish there was more. I literally wish there was
It's
more.
like the Truman Show. Like, what do you?
Sort of. So it's a home reno show, but it's not. Like basically the concept of it is every season there's 5 couples, and it's mostly romantic couples, but usually there's one like 2 sisters or
Okay.
brother and sister or whatever. So
So romantic couples. But.
mostly romantic couples, yeah, and then my stepbrother. But every season, each couple builds an entire house from scratch, and they don't have experience.
Oh, wow.
And every week they finish a different room. You're only allowed to work on one room a week.
Oh my
and
God.
so usually, and it's like just absolutely like the bones of the house. Like there's no drywall or
Like
anything
interior
up.
decorating or anything
So
like
there's
that.
just like a
it's-
foundation
so
and then like they go
exactly.
from there?
And sometimes even they don't have a foundation. Each season
Wow.
is different. And they're all on the same block usually. That's why it's called the block. And usually the guy in the couple deals with all the tradespeople. They get the floor in, they get the walls in, the roof in, the electrical, the plumbing, whatever. And then the woman does the interior decorating.
Oh, okay.
And then at the end of each week, there's judges that come in, and if you win, you get extra money to go to your house for your total budget. And
That's fun.
by the end of the season, they've all built entire houses and decorated them, and they all go up for auction, and they're all given a price. And however much their house sells above that price, they get to keep that money.
Nice.
So sometimes they walk away with a couple $1 million
Holy shit.
from 3 months work. Sometimes they walk away with $0 for 3 months work.
And then do they live next
Do
to
they
each
keep
other?
the house?
No, they don't keep the house. It goes up for auction.
Oh.
yes. And
Because
so
I was like, then you just have to like sit you have to like live
Awkwardly.
next to these people that you lost to forever.
well, it's so crazy.
You're like, I
because
got fired from my job. I was in the area because I just took 3 months off.
well, all of them, all of them have to take 3 months off work, and they fully just go to whatever city they got a block in, and they do it. And it's all in Australia, and it's all in like big cities, and so all of the houses are selling for millions of dollars.
That's so cool.
That is
It's-
a great show.
There's 30 seasons of the show. It's like the biggest show in Australia. Nobody's heard of it.
Yeah, I've never heard of it before.
It's so fucking good because it's also like they're all in the same block, and so they all have issues with each other, and the couple
competing
sometimes
for
just fall
contractors.
apart. Oh, I mean, they usually are given their own contractors, but sometimes if they're
that's
sharing,
half the battle, guys. If you ask
me
my
about it.
parents.
It's oh yeah, I mean, home reno stuff really tests every relationship too.
Oh, yeah.
But the relationships are usually pretty solid because you're against other people, so it usually kind
That's
of bonds
true.
them.
Any affairs?
Not
be-
really, not affairs specifically, but you can tell when a couple really likes another couple.
Yeah,
like there
yeah.
is a little bit
Oh,
of like teaming up.
Come on
Sure.
over.
But
Yeah.
I just like describing what the show is does not even begin to like it's just so fantastic. The editing is really good. The storylines are really good.
I like it. It sounds like it's not as toxic as a lot of the ones here where they're like, we want to ruin the rest of these people's lives.
Yeah,
Like, we genuinely don't want them to recover from being
No,
on this show.
there is a lot of that, and it's like so subtle because they're Australian, which is like kind of like Canadian, where everyone's kind of like nice and
Yeah.
polite.
Yeah.
But then, like as soon as someone decides somebody else is a bad person, they do anything to just ruin. Because if they ruin that person's week, that could ruin the sale of their home, and they could be
Wow.
truly have left their family and their job for 3 months for $0.
Damn.
So
Damn.
the stakes are high.
Wow.
The stakes are high.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, okay. I'll give it a watch.
The Block. It's very difficult
Yeah.
to watch because it's in
You
Australia.
could VPN in.
You need a
Yeah.
VPN or you need Plex. I don't know if
I
you
have
guys-
Plex.
Oh, you have
Yes,
Plex.
yeah.
Ah, I love Plex.
Yeah,
There
you
you
gotta
go.
get Plex.
I gotta
Although
get
you don't
Plex.
really watch much TV.
no.
Last time we
Log
watched,
it up.
No,
But yeah, she
I
doesn't really
watched,
watch
I
much.
showed
I watched
her-
TikTok. How dare you?
I showed her The Golden Bachelor last
Yeah,
night.
we were watching The Golden
I haven't seen
Bachelor.
that one yet.
It's
I
good.
was-
It's
It
good.
was way more wholesome, but we were laughing because like every single story that they would bring up, it wouldn't be like these people trying to be influencers. It was them like, this is my last shot at love.
Actually, it's
'cause I'm
their
gonna
actual
fucking die.
last shot.
Oh, that's so
Because I am
sad.
82 years old.
And they look so good.
They do.
Except for their necks. Their necks are a
necks.
mess.
Yeah. yeah.
The necks are
I've
tough.
like already been planning surgeries for my neck.
Oh my God, I cannot wait
Yeah.
for a neck lift.
Oh yeah.
It's
I'm
women's
not watching
necks
the
age
YouTube. You're
so
missing out
fast.
right
I
now.
know a girl our age who's had. I'm 33. She has had two facelifts.
I mean,
Two?
the big secret in
Yes.
Hollywood is that everybody gets facelifts, and that's
Yeah.
why
I have
like
no problem with that, but 33 feels early.
it does
Maybe
feel
she's
early.
35, but still.
The thing is, I'm 29, and I think early 30s I'm gonna get it. Not
Yeah.
a facelift. I mean, if I have maybe a half facelift or
No,
something.
no.
Because it's
what,
like
what would
That's
they lift?
ridiculous.
What,
Yeah,
you've
what do they
you're,
lift?
you're
Just
already
the
bottom,
lifted. It's
just
up.
the bottom half of my
No.
skin.
Maybe I need one now.
Let's all get it. Let's get
I'll
our faces
get
done.
one.
I don't know.
The thing
These
is,
girls
it's
are
so
trying to win the
frivolous.
Golden Bachelor over here. They're already. I'm fucking toast, dude.
No, they all have facelifts. They look younger than me.
They
now.
do. No, they
Their
do
skin
look
is
better
so
than I'm like,
tight.
some of these women. I'm like, all right, if they hit on Matthew, I'd be worried. I don't know if I can compete. with these ladies.
What's your take, since you're from LA, I have to ask you, what's your take on Scandival? Do you think it was real or
What's that? I don't know what that is.
you don't know what it is?
Oh, tell me.
You're
tell
gonna
me.
enjoy this.
Do you watch Vanderpump Rules?
No.
Oh, okay.
I heard about it.
Yeah,
I didn't either, and I only tuned in for this specific scandal, and it was a fucking delight.
I mean, the cheating thing, right? And then you
Yes.
go back to all the looks and stuff.
Yeah.
So I heard so much about it. Like Vanderpump and The Real Housewives are the two universes I have not penetrated, reality TV wise. But I love to hear about the headlines. Yeah.
like you're like a side, like you've got your strike zone ready.
That's always the first question. Wait, when you start talking about reality TV, there's always a Housewives person that's like, "You watch Real Housewives?" And you're like, I can't because it's too aggressive.
It's
it's
so
a lot
much.
of time.
The earlier seasons were so much better too because it was before you could like legitimately get famous off of these shows, and they didn't really think about that. So they were just like
being themselves.
They were being themselves. Where now these new casts, they're like, today I am meeting people for my like swimwear line. Oh, like it just so happens to have the cameras here.
Sponsored.
Yeah. Didn't they have the J. Crew lady on or something?
They did. Yeah, Jenna Lyons
Jenna Lyons.
is on this season of.
But that's
she's
also
like the CEO.
No, she was the creative director of J. Crew, but like
that's a big deal.
Yeah, like
it's a huge
but
deal.
That's
a real job.
That's also why Golden Bachelor's so good. Is none of them are sponsored by anything, and so everybody's very free. No, they're all retired. They don't have jobs they could lose. Like they're all doing exactly what they want.
Right.
Yeah, they are just there. Jimmy Kimmel's aunt is on it.
Oh my god, that's so.
Yeah,
cool. I would obviously pick her.
Okay.
Oh, she
doesn't
competing?
make it past. What? God,
I don't want to spoil it, but no, she falls asleep halfway through the rose ceremony.
Okay, I'd be like, are you an
Chippy.
alcoholic
That's her
like
name,
your
and
nephew?
Chippy. Yeah. Oh, is he an alcoholic?
Jimmy Fallon?
Kimmel.
Oh,
Kimmel's
Kimmel.
aunt.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Jimmy Kimmel.
Sorry. Too many
Wrong
alcoholics.
Jimmy.
Yeah, wrong Jimmy.
Probably also. No, just kidding. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's. Well, I love that. Do you have any other weird jobs you'd like to discuss before I can dive into?
I did have a lot of jobs. I worked in a kitchen. I worked as one of those people on the street that work for charities to convince you to sign
what's
up
up with that? Okay, what's up
It's
with that?
really good
How did
money.
you get paid? Like,
They
how does
pay-
that work?
Like over
hourly.
check.
It's an hourly thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you get bonuses for how many people you sign up.
I feel so bad for those people because it's just like the ASPCA, and I'm like, fuck you.
No, it's such good money. Like I did it when I was like, I think I had just finished high school, and I think it's like $18 an hour or something because
really-
you're standing outside the whole time.
Totally.
And that was then. Maybe it's probably more now, I guess.
I know,
right?
with inflation, that's $300 an hour now.
Thanks, Joe Biden.
Yeah, but no, that was a pretty good job.
What were you raising money for?
There was a couple of different charities. I maybe shouldn't say them because they probably don't want to be associated with me. But it was all of the kind
Like
of headline
animals
charity
or
animals,
kids?
little kids,
Okay.
overseas, anything.
Got it. The classics.
Yeah, just because I love $18 an hour.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I love
Any group
that
that,
was
had
the
$18 an hour, I'm there.
the true charity work was me giving myself $18 an hour. I really needed to help a young girl in need.
The Sophie Buddle
A
charity.
young creative.
A young creative,
Yeah.
exactly. I had a job at like a fresh pressed juice place for a long time that I loved. It was so chill. And then that place shut down. And then the place that took over that building, I also got a job there
weird.
because I went in and I was like, I know where the dumpsters are. Like, will you hire me? And that was like a meal prep.
She makes egg salad. She knows where the dumpsters are. What
Oh my
can she do?
But I loved working in the kitchen. It was like, it became like this kind of rich, yuppie meal prep place. And
Love.
so there's some walk-in where you can like, people would buy pre things, but it was mostly people ordering like their whole week's worth of food.
Yeah.
And I loved doing that for some reason. It made me like really comfortable in the kitchen. It was like, our whole thing was like, we could accommodate any dietary restrictions. So I
cool.
learned workarounds for a lot of things.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
would do that again. I loved working in the kitchen. The reason why I quit, honestly, was
Get in the
because
kitchen.
yeah. Oh yeah, exactly. You know, I love to support my husband.
Yeah.
But
Same,
Trad wife
honestly,
in
sounds like
training.
a fucking delight. So yeah.
The reason why I quit truly was because I had like this little rickety stool that was like, when I was done all my kitchen work, I could sit on the stool. There was no like seating area inside, and I would always look forward to my stool time. Love to sit, right? And then one day I go
easy
in.
to please.
I
You give her
love
an
it.
egg
I love it.
salad.
You're
You
like,
give
I
her
love
a
it.
stool.
I come from a poor family. It was like, I love my stool. But one day I went in and I worked so hard. I finished my thing and the stool was gone. And I was like, I can't even tell you how
That's
hurt
devastating.
I was. And that's
devastating.
when I decided I had to quit. I was like, I can't have a stool have this much control over my well-being. Like, I was like, why am I so upset that this stool is gone?
Did it not even have a back? It was like not a chair.
It was like a stool that I think was made to have a water bucket on it. You know what I mean? Like, it was not a sitting stool. It was not like a wooden
piece of
Gwyneth
hardware.
Paltrow stool. It was one that you would get at IKEA for $3 at the end.
I'm actually happy that stool went away and you got to move on from that phase.
Well, the job I went to from that was my first writing job that I ended up doing for 3 years in Canada.
Okay. And did they have a stool?
No, they didn't. That's why I quit. Because they didn't. No, but that was so good. That was like such a good move for me because I was like truly pretty comfortable working in the kitchen. And then I got it was like kind of Canada's only late night shows, like political. And,
that's amazing.
And so I went
What was
from
it called?
22 minutes. That's what it's called.
We have 60 minutes here. It's our Canadian conversion. Yeah.
Well, it goes. It's called, the full name is This Hour Has 22 Minutes, but it's just, everyone just calls it 22 minutes. But I did that for 3 years, and that's how I got the money that I needed to move to the States.
Yay! Yeah. Oh my God, that's really inspiring. You went from egg salad troll to late night writer.
Coffee
to
cup
moving
washer.
to LA.
Yes.
That's really great.
This could be you too. Get better at egg salad.
Yeah.
You heard it here
I've been
first.
doing it wrong. I've been having a day job. I need to be cooking up egg salad.
I think the key really is that you have to hate your day job in order to really succeed at comedy, because you need you have to need the comedy.
Yeah, that's fucking check.
No,
Yeah.
I agree, and I kind of love my day job. So
That's
I'm
why
in,
it's hard.
Yeah,
That's why it's hard.
Yeah. Oh well, we'll cross bridges when we get there, I guess.
Yeah, that's not today's problem. But that's a pretty good recap of most of my jobs I've had.
Well, those were great.
Yeah,
that was
those were
definitely
fun.
inspiring. Let's talk about another lady who's had a diverse amount of jobs, perhaps. Kim Kardashian. Ooh. Are you a Kardashian fan?
I am. I haven't watched this season, but I love the Kardashians.
I love now they're like the sisters are just fighting like aggressively, it seems.
Yeah, I haven't
like
tuned
kind of
in.
like too much.
Yeah, I haven't tuned in a few seasons, but like I get the gist is that Kim and Kourtney like
hate each other.
Yeah, they have like irreconcilable differences right now.
Yeah. It's honestly classic. I'm an only child, and so I've always been really intrigued by sibling dynamics.
Oh.
And so I think that's why I was always really drawn to the Kardashians, because they're such a close family, and like even though they're all really rich, they all have mansions and stuff, they still are like fighting to the death.
Yeah,
like classic sister on sister violence.
They're the most. They're so successful. They have so much money. They have no needs that are unaccounted for, except their family is breaking apart in front of America now, and I feel weird watching it.
Well,
I'm
the
like,
thing that really
figure this out. Go
I
to a
remember.
therapist?
I don't know if this was like not a deep fake, but like if she actually tweeted this or not. But like there was one thing that Kourtney did at her wedding, and Kim was like, it was having Andrea Bocelli sing.
Yes.
And she was like, you stole my favorite singer for your wedding.
Oh, I saw that.
And I was
meme.
like, fuck, I love sisters. Like, that's so funny to be so like seethingly angry about that.
And also hilarious that it was Andrea Bocelli. Like,
I love Andrea Bocelli.
Absolutely. But like, you couldn't both have them? That's weird. Like, that's a weird thing to be mad about, you know?
Yeah.
I mean,
people are dying, Kim.
To play devil's advocate, though, it is a little bit weird that she had her wedding in Italy after so did Kim and Andrea Bocelli.
This is why this is such a good discussion, and I love talking about this with people, because anybody that has had like a sister or like a cousin or a friend that copies you at all of your like biggest choices in your life, you are kind of like, stop it, like get your own thing. But then also on paper you're kind of like chill, like it's not even anything, but it's like you can just see the history. You could see like she wore that same jacket that you chose for your, and you're just trying to be your own person. Like, because I have a younger cousin that I grew up with that's sort of my little sister, and she fucking always used to copy me. She always like, I would do a drawing.
She's making egg salad right now. God damn it.
She's on her way up.
No, she's surpassed me. She's like now is an academic and has a good job and stuff. But when we were growing up, I would draw a picture and put it on the wall. Next day I'd see exact same picture drawn right next to it, as if the original's not right there.
Right.
Clear copyright infringement.
This was my trace. This was my fill in the colors.
Exactly. It's like makes no sense to be upset about it, but it's like, get your own thing.
Yeah, I did everything my sister did, including go to the same college. And then when we got out of college, I moved down the street from her. So,
I love it. You're the little sister. Yeah. That's so funny.
Was she pissed about it? Was she kind of stoked?
She was fine with it. I think And then when I moved to New York, she was like, "Wait, what? We're doing that? Wait, I didn't go yet. Like, what?
Where are you confused. Yeah.
I love that.
That's so cute. Are you older sister or younger?
I'm an older sister.
And were you copied?
No, not at all. My sister did the exact opposite of me, actually.
Oh, interesting.
Kind of rude.
And so this is why your stance makes sense now.
Yeah.
You're like, what?
I'm like, take Andrea Bocelli. We'll share. Yeah. Fine. I'd be flattered. He must feel pretty cool, too.
To have the Kardashians fighting over him.
Literally, like, like family feuding over
He
him.
is
He's
honestly,
amazing.
He has such riz too. I don't know if you've
Yeah.
ever watched him like singing like a live concert or something,
No.
but everybody is in love with him. Like
Yeah,
he's
it's-
so
it's pretty-
suave.
It's pretty insane. But anyway, so the Kardashians are falling apart. Meanwhile, Kim is making all of the money.
Mm-hmm.
She is a business mogul
She really is.
at this point. I thought we would talk about her latest venture, which I'm genuinely tempted to purchase.
oh yeah.
She-
I'm absolutely purchasing it.
It
Yeah,
just came
there's
out.
no
They are
question.
$62 each. So
No problem.
It seems like
It's in the budget.
that's in budget.
Yeah.
That's in scope. She just released for part of her Skims underwear line a nipple bra, which is a bra that includes built-in nipples so that you can always be
Look cold.
cold.
Really?
And it's
I feel
to-
like I don't have that problem though. I usually am high beaming no matter what.
well, fair enough. Except for
Some of
here's
us
the thing.
have flat nipples
Oh.
and are willing to. I mean, most of the time, unless I'm actually cold.
Mine are
Yeah,
just
yeah,
going
yeah.
crazy directions, so this is great. Keep
Yeah.
them, keep them.
Keep 'em
I
straight,
don't think
that's
anybody
true.
has
Keep 'em on
perfect
track.
Rachel from Friends nipples all the time, and so it's
Never.
worth. I think that it's worth it.
This is absolutely a strong investment I didn't know I needed to make. But
No.
here we are. Thank you, Kim.
And people are making fun of it so much online, and it's like, okay, well, see you never, because
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be out here with my nipples.
Yeah.
Just-
everyone's gonna be so jealous of my fucking nipples.
I'm gonna be at the bar. like
Crazy
this.
to be on stage with just like raging nipples though.
Well, the thing is, they're pretty subtle. You'd have to wear like a
Okay.
light colored shirt for them to show up. It seems.
I see.
But
yeah,
it's
she's
also,
wearing
like-
a bodysuit in this, and you can see him, but like
Okay.
that's extremely tight.
Yeah.
I like it. The thing is, everyone's gonna know that you're wearing that bra because it's getting so much press because it's so funny.
Well,
Yeah.
men won't. Men are stupid.
Yeah, men don't know even
Yeah,
one thing.
they
You
don't
have to
know
tell
anything.
them, be like, "Do you like my nipples?" And they'll be like, "Is this a trap?" Yeah. Like, no, I paid $62
The
for you
thing
to
is,
say
I
like
do
this.
feel like it's in the spot and size of my nipples on their best day.
Yeah.
And
Look,
so
that
I
is
don't-
that is best case scenario nipple.
Yeah, and so I think that that's okay to just put my best foot forward.
Yeah.
My favorite part about this,
Like it's not a total lie. Sometimes they look like
They
that.
could look like this on a
Yeah.
good day.
Right, right.
my favorite part is that she's doing it for climate change.
Oh, good.
Or that was the concept around it.
Yeah, she's like,
How's that make any sense?
she's like, well, global warming, so now you can look cold. Like, I don't know if it's
Because your nipples are soft when it's hot.
yeah.
Okay.
But I think I don't know. Is she donating to like a
Yeah,
eco-
she
Okay.
is. She goes.
Oh,
this
I
is
thought
the,
it was just for the video that she said that.
The quote was from the video. She did this funny video, which the sketch was written by Michelle Wolf.
Really? Oh, that's
I
fun.
love Michelle
Yeah,
Wolf.
she's great.
Yeah.
She's the best.
It's
She
so
lives in. I can't believe she like lives in Spain now. It's
yeah.
like, okay.
Moved to
go
Barcelona.
off.
Oh, I lived in Spain.
You did?
I lived in Spain. My mom was going through a divorce, and so we moved to Spain for like 6 months.
Oh my god, that's
Love.
amazing.
High school, yeah.
What
Yeah.
part? Did you speak Catalan or Spanish or whatever?
Yeah, we lived in a town called Sitges, which is like an hour outside of Barcelona.
Wow.
Yeah, and
She was just in Barcelona.
Oh, amazing! I would live there again for sure.
Yeah.
They have a great comedy scene.
Yeah, if
Yeah,
I
they
could,
do.
if I wrote a sketch for Kim Kardashian, I would live in Spain.
Yeah, yeah.
That would be. That's,
Hell yeah.
It's so, and it's
Take
so
that
nice
Kim
to see.
Kardashian's nipple money.
It's so nice to see there's like a path for the career that I want now.
yeah, yeah.
I didn't realize it was this niche, but here we are.
I know
Well-
it's so nice. A trailblazer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she has a club out there too. Michelle Wolf does.
An English speaking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I know. You should
used to
just
shows
follow
there. It
her.
was
She
super
could be
fun.
your big sister.
I'm gonna contact her. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. yeah.
Well, Kim is donating like 10% of the proceeds from this, and the whole thing was that she was doing this whole, nipple bra too, because she goes, "I'm not a scientist, but I do believe everyone can use their skill set to do their part. That's why I'm introducing a brand new bra with a built-in nipple, so no matter how hot it is, you'll always look cold. Unlike the icebergs, these aren't going anywhere."
The thing is, I
Good for
think
you,
that that's
girl.
great. And there's this great guy. Do you guys know Sam Harris? He has like a
Yes.
podcast.
Mhm.
Yep.
He's just like a philosophical thinker. I don't know what his
Yeah.
title would be. The reason I don't want to call him a philosophical thinker is because I feel like that's what like Russell Brand would also call himself.
Probably,
Like,
yeah.
But it's not like that. Like he's just actual.
He's, like,
really just
sane.
interesting, smart guy.
Yes.
And he, I don't know if he started this charity or if he's always just promoting it, but the whole thing is like, I don't remember if it's 10 or 30% of your yearly income to this charity, and they disperse it amongst charities that are ranked for how much money would help the actual cause.
Oh my God.
Oh, yeah,
We
we-
did a whole episode
Oh,
on how
amazing.
shitty charities are.
Yes, and so
They're
the number
terrible.
one thing weirdly is mosquito nets. So that's the thing
Oh.
that
Yeah.
money actually helps the most
yeah,
for,
that makes sense.
because it saves lives, it's cheap,
Yeah.
but it's not glamorous, and so nobody ever shares that as their
Yeah.
thing.
There's no galas that are for
Mhm.
mosquito
Yes.
nets.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly,
yeah.
exactly.
There should be though. I mean, malaria is fucking bad.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
so dress bad to stop the bad. bad.
Stop the
Malaria.
bad.
Met Gala next year.
Yeah.
Malaria.
Mosquito
themed?
net
Who knows?
themed. Yeah. Everyone's naked under a net.
But one of the things that Sam Harris always says about charity is like, pursue these things that, like, if anybody's like in high school, he has fields to recommend you go into that would help the world the most and this and that. But he said if you are gifted creatively, it's actually the most beneficial to pursue that, because then you get a big platform like a Kim Kardashian where people will do what you say, and you can actually have a bigger impact that way than if you
Scale
like
it.
worked for a nonprofit or something.
Right. Interesting.
So you're saying doing comedy is a good thing
I'm
for
saying
the world.
effective
that
altruism.
I'm saying that I'm Malala. I'm saying that I'm a hero.
Wow, Mother Teresa,
Yeah.
welcome to the pod.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm like, well, if you do comedy in certain areas, you might get shot. So we'll see.
That's true. It's Malala's thing. How dare you?
Yeah. Stop copying her.
She's my sister.
Yeah.
Kim Kardashian also at the same time, I kind of laughed that this was like occurring at the exact same moment, released her partnership with the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
So
I
they
saw
are now
this.
the official underwear company of the NBA,
Great.
which is,
I mean, it feels like it makes sense.
that's some big dicks.
I feel like the
to
Kardashians.
control.
I feel like the Kardashians.
It's true. Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
No, but that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking the Kardashians have already done a lot for NBA players in their underwear.
Yeah,
And now they continue
They've
to help.
researched very closely what you need to do to control those balls.
Exactly. They have put in the man hours.
Kim is like, no, I'm going to design this personally. Actually, I've got it.
She's like, they're like, how long should it be? And she's like, it's
Incredible.
Yeah. No, I love her. And then the thing is, it's so fun. Anybody that's like that is going to be controversial and people are going to hate her
it's
and
great.
stuff. And I think that makes her better, because
Yeah.
if everyone was just like, oh, she's awesome, then I would hate her. And
Right,
so
right.
it's easier to defend her than to be the only, than to be the only person not liking her.
I also
Yeah.
think that she's gotten so much hate at this point that it's like she genuinely can do whatever she wants
Mhm.
now.
It's kind of like dorky to hate on her now, because
Yeah.
it's like, okay, it's like,
It's like, get over yourself.
Get a new fucking
Exactly.
show. Get a new show.
I mean,
okay?
whenever anybody is hating on like a pop star or like a Kim Kardashian or something, it's just lazy, because there's
Yeah.
people that are actually like evil that you could hate.
Right.
And when you hate on someone like this, it's like they're not claiming they're smart, they're not claiming they're anything. They're just like rolling with what they have.
Yeah.
Just let them do their thing, I think.
Remember when she like randomly got people out of prison or something crazy like that?
Yeah, she,
She
like, met
became
with
a lawyer.
Yeah.
She passed the bar, and she didn't pass the test like the first couple times, right?
Yeah.
wow.
And she was really embarrassed, which I
Oh.
also it's cute. That's
Yeah.
so cute that it's because it's
Well,
hard.
And
Yeah, it's fucking hard, and you're also-
famously extremely challenging. So like, hello, there's a reason why you have to pass the bars, because not most people, but a lot of people have to take it multiple times.
And California is one of the hardest ones.
Is that right?
I believe so.
Yeah.
California and New York, I think, are the two hardest bars.
Wow.
That makes sense. Probably because there's the most people. They want to have
Yeah.
a certain
Yeah.
number of people be able to pass. They just
Yeah,
keep
they're
making it harder.
Yeah.
This is not Alabama.
Yeah, and her dad was a lawyer, and so it's kind of a cute, like, that she was really close with her dad. I mean, he got OJ off. That was his dad's little bit.
He was like a really, really
Like
fucking
father,
good
like
lawyer.
daughter.
But that's another reason why I feel like it's like sweet for some reason. Like it's like
It
there's
is
so
sweet, but that is hilarious.
There
She's
are
like,
so
I'm just
many-
inspired.
I know she makes it so hard to be like, she's so sweet, but ultimately I do think that she is.
Yeah.
I love her. Moving on, the next story that I have is, this is a short one, but Elon Musk has decided that he would like Twitter/X to be a dating site.
I did see this. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
What do you think?
I think it
Would
makes
you
sense.
date someone?
I
I mean,
mean,
if you're insufferable enough to be like actively online constantly on Twitter or X or whatever, then it's maybe you want to make, you want to connect with someone who's also that insufferable. Then you guys can sit in your basements and like tweet at each other.
Well, that's the
Yeah,
thing.
they never speak.
Yeah,
I think
no.
if he's trying to get his audience to give him money, he knows that Twitter is mostly incels, and so I
Yeah.
think that it's a good business idea. I don't think that it's going to work, but
That's
I
a
think
good
that's a good
idea.
business idea.
I really hope he is doing a gay portion of the platform, because it is 66% men on Twitter/X.
Let's
and
pair some of
33
these guys up with each other. I
Yeah,
love that.
let's- they better be Yeah, they're not going to be.
Well, they tried to do Facebook dating. I don't know if that's still happening or if they
I
bailed
don't
on
know.
that.
That makes sense to me.
I think
Yeah.
they
That one
must
actually-
have stopped, because I don't hear anybody talking about it.
That's true. But I do think that would make a lot of sense, because like all these other dating apps, it's like you match with someone, then you look at their Instagram. It's like, why not just have Instagram have a built-in
Connected,
Like
part?
link
yeah.
it right up, and then
Yeah.
they could be like, these are your you're laughing at the same reels.
Yeah.
You know, you're following all the same people. You both follow Andrew Tate.
Oh no.
Might be a match.
Yeah.
Or he follows Andrew Tate. You need to run, lady.
My problem with every single dating app is just that it's like, it's not that, like, there's nothing that can actually measure like the vibe, like the texture that you have when you meet each other in person. And everything has switched so online, especially since the pandemic. Everything has like followed the trends that it was already going just faster. And so everything's gone so online. Before, people were using Tinder and it was just fun, and maybe you meet up for someone with a drink. And then now people won't talk to each other in person. Like I don't know anybody that's like met in person.
Yeah.
Same.
And I think the only way to have a lasting relationship truly is if you do have that chemistry in person.
Right.
And I think there was a thing a while ago, because everything is pheromones, right? Like just ultimately.
Mm-hmm.
And so there was a thing a while ago that was like, you wear a shirt all day and you work out and then that gets sent off and you smell multiple shirts and you pick who you like. And then from that's who you pair with.
Was this a real thing?
I think it might have just been like a one-time experiment, but I love it so much because that's really what it is. I think that it worked. I need to check what it was that I saw. But it would
also. I think it's a niche group of people who's okay with doing that experiment, and they're like, "This is fine."
Yeah.
Well,
You're already auto matched because of that.
To me, it makes so much sense because chemistry is so much of what keeps a relationship going. Like you can like the same things, but if you're not like obsessed with their smell, why are you gonna look past all their annoying things?
Right.
And I love that so much because if you start with pheromones, if you start with the chemistry, and then later you can match up your politics. Like you smell someone, they smell so good, and then you meet them, and then you're like, they smell so good. Maybe all lives do matter. You know? Like, you're like, maybe that, and then it'll make everybody less extreme with their political views too.
Yeah.
Because you realize that actually what you want is somebody that smells good and not someone that you have the exact same beliefs
And
with.
maybe a little bit of mystery and chaos. Let me ask you this question because I do this research with every new woman. You know what I'm about to ask. Okay. So when I was single, I would hook up with guys and I would be like, oh, they're great, whatever. In the morning, they smelled like dairy. Do you know about this dairy smell? Because I've surveyed women, and some women have no idea what I'm talking about, and other women are like, yes, the fucking dairy dudes.
That's so interesting.
So I think it's like this one specific pheromone that to me is repulsive, but like he might be a match for you because you don't know about the dairy smell.
That I definitely can't think of a dairy. I didn't hook up with a lot of people. I've had like 2 very long-term boyfriends in my adult life, and so there was a very brief period I was like hooking up a little.
You might not have.
You were like, I'm not getting rid of that scent.
No, I don't have a huge sample size. There's definitely some guys that like just something about them is so off-putting, and there's nothing that they smell specifically bad for, but it's just like it's just pheromones that are completely repulsive to you for some reason.
I like pheromones. I feel like it's like astrology adjacent.
Yeah,
but you know what I mean. I do believe it.
But it's actually science.
But there is an actual like chemical involved.
Well, the chemical is that you're attracted to whoever has the opposite immune system as you, so that your kids have the best chance to be healthy.
Actually, makes a lot of sense because I have the worst health ever, and Mark is like a perfect health.
Yeah, there you go.
I have very good health.
Yeah,
and
is Matt in poor health?
Matt's dad died of
get him
Parkinson's.
tested.
I got it. Don't worry.
Yeah.
My genes are strong. Yeah. So you can date people on Twitter now. If you are listening, and you have done this, let us know how it goes. I don't think it's out yet, but it probably will be. He also wants to make it a payment platform. He has a lot of pipe dreams. So we'll see if this comes out. I think he smokes weed, goes on an all hands meeting, and then just starts fucking spitballing.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, what?
It's so funny that he's like, I want to go to space. And then they're like working on that. And then he's like, now I want to get incels laid. Like, he keeps going harder and harder.
Because he's a breeder. He's obsessed with people breeding.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, no, well, it's weird.
I don't know about this. What is it?
Specifically himself, he's obsessed with like populating the world with as many of his kids as possible. That's why he has like 20 fucking, I mean, literally, I think he has like 8 kids.
He has
like,
so many kids.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
He has so many kids, and he's really concerned about the population dipping. Like, there's like one of the big existential threats right now is the world population's declining.
I thought it was
they're
just
not
America.
being young people to not work.
I thought just the American population was declining.
Also,
I think
Chinese,
it's the world because, well, maybe not quite yet, but the gender disparity in especially the Asian countries is like fucking not great.
Yeah.
It's going to be real tough for them in 20-ish years. So a lot of those very head in the sky San Francisco guys are super, super worried about it. I'm like, okay, listen, I'll deal with that in 20 years.
Yeah.
How dare you?
I'm gonna live my life.
I definitely heard about that. I definitely heard about it in the Asian countries because they're going to have so many elderly people. They're not going to have enough young people to take care of them.
And they're mostly
Yes.
dudes because they had like the one child policy and things like that for
Right.
a really long time.
Good
Right.
luck having them taking care of you.
Yeah. yeah.
I don't want a young
son
man.
is going to handle it. Good luck.
No, that's so funny. They forget about you in the bath. So
Yeah,
quickly.
right.
No, but
I
I
was
heard
playing the Xbox.
I definitely heard that in America the population is declining and there's going to be like a labor shortage, but I heard that it's going to be kind of a good thing because it means you're going to have to open up immigration stuff a lot more because there are working age people in
that's
other
interesting.
countries.
Yeah.
And so it's actually going to make America a little bit less
gonna make it great again.
inclusionary because they're going to need,
bring more more folks
workers in.
Well, we will see. Either
Maybe
way.
more Canadian comedians can
More-
get in now.
yeah.
They can work.
But are they
Finally.
exceptional?
No, but
yeah.
they could work. They could work in the kitchen. They could
Just
be
talents.
garbage men. Yeah,
Average talents are allowed as well.
yeah.
My last story is, this is a fun little one. Prada is going to be designing the spacesuits for the upcoming Apollo, 17? Whatever. Oh no, Artemis 3 mission that's coming in 2025 to go to the moon.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
cool.
Yeah.
How often do we go to the moon, by the way?
Like not very
Not
frequently.
not very often actually,
Yeah.
and it's
I
like
thought
pretty
that we were doing
interesting.
this regularly. I was right there with you. I was like, I don't know, don't we go there like every other week?
No, we're never going to the moon, and that's why it's such a big deal when we go.
Yeah.
Um,
And why there's so many conspiracy theories probably
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, that,
One might say we've never been to the moon.
Mike
Yeah,
Bramante, friend of the pod, by the way, he like keeps bringing up to me that he keeps sending me footage and being like, look how shoddy this looks. Obviously, we never went to the moon. And I'm like, I know you're doing this as a bit, but then he does it like every once in a like every like 3 months or so, he'll like resurface
Revisit.
that bit. And I'm
no,
like,
he believes
I
that. He
don't
believes
think
it.
you're doing this as a bit. I think he really thinks we
The
weren't
thing
on
is,
the moon.
I think that I think it's okay to think that the original moon landing was fake. Like, I think that that's okay. But
I mean,
as
have you
long as-
seen the footage? He's got some points. It
Yes.
is kind of weird.
And
It's
so
the
much of
moon.
it-
It's tough to.
Well, so much
I
of
can't
it-
shoot my set at
It's-
this clubs.
It's less about the capabilities and it's more about like where America was politically at the time
Sure.
because they had the space race going on,
Right.
they had the Cold War, they were trying to like beat the Soviets.
Yep.
And so if you do that, it also implies that you have more advanced weapons. And I
Right.
believe that it could be faked more because I believe in like the government's always lying to us more
Yes.
so
Oh, yeah,
than
absolutely.
that
That's
they
their
did
thing.
it for fun. you
Right,
know?
right, yeah.
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 Well, in this case, Prada is definitely expecting that we
Yeah.
will be going to the moon, so they're trying to prep accordingly, and it's really difficult actually to make a spacesuit.
Right. I mean,
It's
I
like
would
hard.
I would imagine so. And if one thing goes wrong, that person's fucking
dead.
And it's Prada, so they want it to look cunty. As
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
So it's
You gotta
extra
serve
hard.
it cunt.
Yeah.
On the moon.
I love how vulgar that like
I
Yeah, it
love
is.
saying
yeah.
cunty. And I keep saying it to my boyfriend when he looks good. I'm like, you look cunty. And he's
Yeah.
like, no, I don't.
Please stop saying that. You're making me uncomfortable.
Yeah, uncountable.
Serving
Uncountable.
cunt is so like
I love it.
harsh. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's great.
Yeah, well, they are going to have to do their, like, literally the whole thing is it has to be able to withstand, obviously, insanely cunty space environment.
Cunty in a bad way.
Yes, cunty in a bad way.
Right.
It needs to have superior flexibility, greater protection, and then some specialized, like there's air in it and stuff like that to keep your atmosphere normal.
Right.
Your gravity and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Also, they're going to be white with blue stripes and red accents. So we love
For
that.
America #1.
For America, let's go. Except for this company's based in Milan, but sure.
Okay, but still America #1.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Thank you. You're doing so well. Welcome to
I'm
America.
learning your greetings.
Yes.
I feel like if I was
Go
the
USA.
if I was the astronaut, I'd be like, can we just do like the regular suits that like NASA made and then just like slap Prada on it? Because I feel a little
Just a
uncomfortable.
little
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
triangle.
I'm
Just
fine with a
little
logo.
triangle. Yeah.
Triangle on there. I'm like, I don't need to like risk my life because Prada's fucking around.
Do you
Yeah.
guys have feelings about aliens at all?
Yeah.
Pro.
Pro alien.
Okay, so do you think, obviously there's been a lot of like significant alien news the past little
Yeah.
while, like more than we've ever had. Are you
Yeah.
guys following like the whistleblowers and stuff?
We did. So I've looked into like Bob Lazar and that kind of
Yes, of
thing.
course, yeah.
Obviously listened to that. I think he was on Rogan once. I used to have an old podcast, RIP, we had, and we did one on him. And yeah, it's hard to say. Like, I don't know.
So yeah,
Do you
please,
think-
what's yours?
Well, I think that the government just uses it to distract us when they're doing other bullshit.
Right.
I do think they're
That's
there.
with everything. I feel
Don't
like
get me wrong, but I
Yeah.
think they like trot the aliens out when they're like up to something fucking crazy in the background. They're
Definitely
like,
possible.
we
yeah.
just rigged the entire financial system, but look at this UFO.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's serving cunt. Do you like it?
That's so.
And we're like, yes.
I love that so much. The only thing I would raise for that is it seems like nobody's really reacting that big to this one.
Yeah.
Like, it's not really.
Is there one happening right now?
Yes, and it feels like it's almost the reverse where they're like, okay, well, let's invade. Let's put all of the cameras on
distract
something
us.
else to distract from the aliens.
Interesting.
That's Hamas is
Nobody
like,
cares.
no
Yeah.
one look.
Hamas is getting paid by
No
the
one look at the
alien
aliens.
deniers
We gotta
or
do
whatever.
something drastic over here. Sorry, it's insensitive.
Yeah, I feel like
Leave
in
it
30
in.
years,
I'm
we're all
leaving
going to be
it in.
fucking aliens. There's going to have to be an alien in every single movie. There's going to be,
Yeah.
you know, like
Yeah.
an
Oh,
alien
yeah.
on every board.
We're all dating
Yeah, we're all dating aliens. And if
Yeah.
you don't want to date an alien, you're fucking
a
xenophobic.
xenophobic.
Yeah. the new 90 Day Fiance season is going to be for aliens.
Yes.
Do
Golden
you watch that
Bachelor.
one?
Yes, I watched
It's
that
so
one.
good.
I
And there's
know.
also like 50 iterations of that show. Like,
Oh, I know. There's a new one that I hadn't even heard of. Last Chance.
Last
Last
resort.
Resort,
And they all
yes.
go to the resort and fight, and Asuelo cheats on Kalani.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Not Asuelo and Kalani. I didn't know that. They're
Yes.
so fucking cute.
I think they're getting a divorce.
No, they're so cute. I
No.
love them. Asuelo's so simple. He's so simple.
Yeah, he is really. Yeah.
That's so disappointing.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I believe in
Anyway.
aliens heavy. And let's bring it back to business.
Okay.
I believe in aliens heavy. And all the stuff that's been happening lately with like the guy, I forget the guy's name. That went and had like the fully like risked his career and stuff to come
Bob
forward.
Lazar?
Edward Snowden.
No, there's a guy recently. I forget if it was
I'm
a
like the
Supreme
guy
Court
from
hearing.
Blink-182.
What is his name? Anyway, it doesn't matter. The
Okay.
point is, the point is only that there's a lot of high-ranking U.S. military people that are now coming forward that are anonymously being whistleblowers, that are risking their careers to like confirm that there's alien stuff happening, and they want the public to know about it.
Yeah.
And there's like there's so much drama behind it. They were trying to get
We're
like
gonna look into this.
Yeah, we do.
It's-
We'll do
it-
an episode on it.
absolutely do an episode on it because I don't know like the names and stuff off of
Sure.
the top of my head, but this has been the most realistic, believable people coming forward, because the problem with alien stuff is always that
It's
it's
usually
like
like a
crazy
guy
people.
from like the swamp.
Exactly.
I saw an alien
I
with
saw an
Bigfoot.
alien-
They're fucking.
I know, he fucked me in the ass, and you're
Yeah.
like, all right,
You
that's just not what we need
Yeah,
right
it's
now.
always
Repressed
about
memories.
probes in the ass every single time.
There's too much ass play in the other
Yeah.
stories. There's
I'm like, you
no
are-
ass play anymore.
You
no
are
more ass
gay,
no
sir.
ass
You
play.
are
No-
just a gay man, and that's okay.
I
You
know.
don't need to invent aliens because of it.
like if an alien came down and was abducting me, I'd be like, okay,
All right.
I know, we
take
all
down
just,
my pants.
why do we associate aliens so much with ass play? That's to make it seem annoying, right? But it's now the new era of it is no ass play. There's nothing untoward happening.
Not even eating out of butts.
It's
I mean,
honestly
a little bit of eating
disappointing.
out, but
A
that's
little
nice.
bit.
Everybody
Okay,
likes that,
yeah.
right? That's different.
They're givers now. They care about your pleasure.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
These aliens are really maturing emotionally.
Yeah, they realize now we don't want a surprise finger.
Yeah.
A little bit of
Yeah.
tongue is never killed anybody,
The
right?
humans really hated that. They hated the surprise
Yeah.
fingers.
Yeah, they're like, we were studying for a long time to see if the humans liked it, and after 1 million fingering someone's asshole, we've decided they actually mostly don't like it.
It's like all they talk about. They really
Yeah.
are focused on the asshole finger.
But everything's different now. Like everything they're talking about now is like the technology that we're getting from them and the recovered crafts. The big
Yeah.
story now is that there's a recovered craft, like there's a spaceship that's so big that it can't be moved, and so they built a structure around
Whoa.
Wait, I
it.
saw that guy. Is that in Colorado or something?
They have a
Did you see that TikTok of the guy who like died when he started?
No.
What is
Okay,
it?
we'll
What's
have to
going on here?
revisit. But, I'm gonna do a bad job because I was like, it's like 3 a.m. and I'm
Sure,
like
yeah.
scrolling through one of those ones where I'm like, what's happening?
Yeah.
But basically, there was this guy who was on TikTok and he shows people. He's like, look at this crazy place, and there was like a big light coming from it, and he's like in the mountains in Colorado, like really, really remote.
Wow.
So he's posting about it. People online are like, you gotta go fucking figure that out. Like, go check it out. And then he does this one where he like gets in an altercation with a person, and then
Or an
afterwards
alien.
he's super like deadpan, like his face, like he's like completely different personality wise, and he's like, yeah, no, there was nothing there. And then he does one where he's like, I might not be posting anymore, and then he disappears, and his girlfriend comes on and says that he passed away.
What?
It's like pretty crazy.
Whoa, no, I haven't seen
It's
any
deep
of
on
this.
I'm deep on conspiracy talk. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, I love conspiracy theories.
Offline,
too.
we'll have to watch that.
Yeah, we will, and we will bring it to the pod. Minus maybe we'll die.
Oh my god.
Wow.
That is
Put me
serving
out of my misery.
It's like good.
Yeah, perfect.
But so much alien stuff. There's 2 new alien documentaries on Netflix. There's Encounters, and then there's the Bob Lazar one.
Oh, really? Okay.
I haven't watched the Bob Lazar one yet, but Encounters is really good.
So I'll have to watch Encounters because I was thinking that it was going to be like the cheesy, like you remember like in the 90s there would be like sort of like unsolved mysteries and it would be like and they came down and probed my ass. Like that's where I got
no
that
ass
idea.
play again in this
no
one.
ass play. Okay, so I will certainly.
I'm kind of disappointed that they're getting out of that. You know.
I know, but they know
Just when we
what the
got
headline
started.
is.
Totally.
They know that the headline is like ass plays crazy. Like who would do that? And so they're like no more
They
ass.
were
Even if
embarrassed.
it happened to you, nobody talk about your ass. Okay.
They're like
quiet.
We're all
these
business
Gen
now.
Z's are eating ass too much. We gotta get away from them.
Maybe
They're
Gen
so
Zs are
American.
aliens.
They were like they were
Finally.
into it.
That would
That's
make
why they
sense.
talk so weird.
Yeah, that's why they're the fucking worst.
They don't get it.
No.
And I figured, so this is, funnily enough, this is actually not the first like women's company or like fashion-ish company that has designed the spacesuits. The ones from back in the 50s were designed by Playtex.
Oh wow, that's so.
Tampon company?
They used to, well, they still do, I think, bras like as well. But
Okay.
especially then they were doing like girdles and bras.
It makes
and
sense
shit.
for it to be like an undergarment or like
Right.
sportswear company.
Yeah. Skim should have done it.
Skip-
They have
imagine.
nipples and
The
look like
astronauts are
robots.
like, it is cold up here. They're
Yeah.
not raw.
they all have dick outlines.
Yeah,
You know,
like huge
padded.
BBLs.
Yeah.
You gotta have a big BBL to confuse the aliens.
That's
Like,
so
you gotta
funny.
penetrate
My
this-
ass, you like?
They're
Look
like,
at
nice try. They're
this.
like, don't tempt me. We don't do that anymore. Stop it.
We've moved away. PR has said we can't come.
Yeah, we're
No
not allowed
more.
to. No, stop it.
We cut ourselves off.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Playtex actually was like, and there's actually a movie about them getting the contract to do the Apollo spacesuits back in the day.
Yeah, because I think it's pretty progressive because obviously the 1950s especially, like, go Playtex.
Go Playtex for
I had to
sure.
change my tampon, speaking of.
Yeah, I know. They're keeping us clean. So Playtex was owned by International Latex Corporation. Playtex, we got it. And back in the 1950s, the government opened a bid for people to like design the spacesuits. So the Playtex was a lot of women that worked there. It was making fucking bras. And
I don't know. I wouldn't put that past men being in charge
don't
of
worry.
that.
The leadership was men.
Of course.
It's
Yeah.
not fucking crazy.
They're like,
Well, we
let's see what they need. Let's see.
Yeah.
I think.
You did a really good job. Can you just take that off and I'll just test what it feels like without?
Yeah. Let's see before and
Let's
after.
just put a nipple on.
Yeah.
It's so funny because if it was a male company that had the nipple thing, we would all be like, "That's disgusting. I'm trying to hide my nipples."
Oh my
actually,
god!
So.
My friend who works in private equity said a guy was pitching their company on the nipples. And
Oh,
the
that's so
bras.
funny.
So it's not like a new concept, but she
Yeah.
was like, "Fucking absolutely not! You're a creep, and I'm calling HR."
No,
Yeah.
exactly. Exactly.
true.
That's got to come from a woman because it's like, of course, we would all love to have perfect nipples showing all the time. But if
Yeah.
a man told us to, we would be like, "You're a pig and get
You are
out and kill
disgusting.
yourself as well."
Absolutely.
And additionally, kill yourself.
Yeah.
in that order, please.
So International Latex Corporation originally won the first contract, and then the people at NASA were so like skeeved out by working with women. They were like, we don't want to do this. So they fired Playtex, and or actually Playtex was hired by Hamilton Standard, which is like a very normal like space kind of company, like a serious with labs and shit like that.
With boys,
Yeah.
boys working there.
Boys, there were men there,
Yeah.
which we love those. We love those. And then they fired Playtex, and then NASA decided to have a competition to see who would win the contract now that they like had to fire their other person. And it went between a bunch of different people, Hamilton, David Clark Company, which is another space group, and BF Goodrich, which makes tires.
Interesting.
Fair enough. I guess those
Yeah.
have to deal with a lot of
I know
issues as well, atmospheres and stuff.
They did a similar thing for the first watch in space. Did you hear about this?
No.
And there were 3 different watch companies. I don't remember who won. It was like a Rolex. It was like one of the big ones. But they had 3 different watch companies competing and it had to go through like a lot of tests to see if it would work. And only one of the watches didn't like explode during the test.
Yeah.
And that's how they won.
Well, they did this whole competition, and originally they didn't even invite Playtex to be part of it because they were like, "You guys are fucking terrible. You're
You
like
are
amateurs.
women.
You are women. We have how many times do we need to
We
tell
hate
you
that.
to scram?"
Get in
Get
the
the
kitchen.
fuck-
Hey, but if there's one thing we know about women, they do not listen.
They
Yeah.
don't
Right, ladies?
listen.
Yeah.
They were like, what? So they actually showed up and they were like, we will pay all of our costs to be part of this competition. Like, we need to be a part of it. We're going to make it a real pain in your ass if you don't.
Like an alien.
Let it like an alien. Exactly. They were like, we know some people and they're going to fuck you up if you don't. And they got to compete as part of this group. And during the competition, the helmet of one of the competing suits blew off.
Oh my God.
So they were like, okay, well,
Not that one.
That
maybe.
one. Yeah, we cannot have that. The other competitors' suits had the shoulders so wide that they weren't able to enter the hatch.
Oh my God.
Yeah, like they were like just basic design. They were like,
Yeah.
we can't do it. And then the other ones were the mobility was so limited that they couldn't like do any of the actions, like pick up like a rock and be like, America, or like put the flag in.
Yeah,
and that's
yeah.
a very
If
key
you can't
part.
put the flag in, eliminated.
Extremely
Elimination.
key. And so what Playtex did is they had like their designs, but they also included a video of one of their guys playing football in the suit.
Whoa.
Yeah, he went to
That's good
it's
marketing.
Really
That's
smart.
good marketing.
They know what fucking works.
Yeah.
And they ended up winning,
Oh my God,
despite the
that's-
fact that they got pushed out at the game.
That's amazing.
Isn't that great?
That's
And
so
they-
that's
yeah.
so girl boss of them.
it's so
Yeah.
cute. Yeah, they made a movie on it. Neil Armstrong actually ended up wearing the Playtex suit. This is it.
Oh wow.
And look, it's kind of serving cunt.
That's so cool. I didn't know Neil Armstrong was gay.
Yeah, he is. And so now we're doing basically the same thing. Like obviously Prada is a fashion company, so it's kind of like it's women. Though it's probably still run by men.
Oh,
like, let's
definitely,
Let's
yeah.
not be silly.
No, I mean in Italy it could be women. Like
Yeah.
women have rights there.
Yeah.
There and
Yeah, but I
France
feel
and
like a lot of men are in fashion in Italy. Anyway, it's
That's
a
true.
combination of
That's
both.
true. I would be curious because I do feel like there's more women there. Just in European countries, I feel like there's more equity.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
do try to like
Equality.
put more women in leadership, but we'll see if they're doing with NASA.
It's
I
a
don't know.
woman. I'm actually really interested in Italian politics. I'm sure
Oh,
we're wrapping
those are
up pretty
nuts.
soon. But there's like the woman is running the far right party
Yeah.
in Italy, and I don't remember
Women
if she
can be
won.
bitches too.
I don't remember if she won or if she just got really really close. Could you actually Google who's the leader of Italy right now? Because if it's her, it's crazy. There's a huge right wing. I don't know, explosion in Europe right now. And there's a bunch
Giorgia-
of different Giorgia Meloni, is that her name?
Maloney.
Meloni, did she win? She's the prime
She's
minister.
the prime minister. Yeah.
So she's like super super right wing. She loves who's the dictator from Italy that was like friends
Mussolini?
with Hitler? Mussolini. She had
Mussolini.
like posters of Mussolini
Oh,
up growing up.
boy.
And they're trying to like vaguely make some distance between the party and him, but then it's like pretty clear that that's what she believes.
She's inspired.
And it was like
Yeah.
a huge coup when she started running, even because, but it's also like so smart. They have a woman running this like far right thing because they're like, how could we be far right? It's a woman.
are you
It's
talking
literally
about?
a woman.
Right.
But
She's
it's
voting away their rights.
yeah, yeah, and it's like there's a big the big trend in Europe right now is a lot of different countries have like super super right wing leaders kind
Yeah.
of all of a sudden, which is like a
Wow.
really bad sign
Yeah, that's
for
scary.
the world.
No, it's not great. It's
Yeah.
not great. Well,
well,
well, good luck, Italy. Good luck
well.
on that.
And well, a lot of them like kind of credit Donald Trump for starting it and like Boris Johnson.
what
So
an
it actually does
influencer.
involve everybody.
Okay, good.
It's actually
Yeah.
everybody's
still
fault.
started. We still win.
Yeah.
Yeah. America number one.
Yeah.
America number one.
As in the first one to get the
Yeah.
far right started.
Yeah, we're crushing it. And then in finality, this is kind of cute because we've only ever put a man on the moon. And a woman is going to be on the next flight in
See,
2025.
that's crazy to me. I'm like, I don't know. In my mind, it's
In my-
like
I know
it's
what
like
you mean.
LA to New York that people are going.
Yeah,
and so I'm like, we really haven't sent a woman
been
once.
women have been in orbit, but they've
Okay.
not been on the moon.
Got it.
Yeah.
Being on the moon's a big deal.
Yeah. But we orbit. We're always orbiting. Catch us. We're up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
People,
We're
if you're
circling.
like a little rich, they throw you into orbit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
they're
you gotta
starting-
get up there.
They're
Enjoy.
starting like tourists run,
Yeah.
like just to go like right outside of the ozone layer and then
Yeah.
come back.
Would you do it? I don't think I would.
The question is, would you
Scared.
do that or would you do that millionaire submarine bottom of the ocean?
Absolutely.
Would you
Go
do
into
either
space.
one?
Space.
Absolutely go
Yeah,
into space.
I
The
think
bottom of the
space
ocean's
too.
fucking terrifying.
Fuck
Yeah.
that shit. And also, I don't even understand the purpose of it because you're just in this little pod with other people and it's all scary. I mean, I get
And
like,
you'll
Well,
get to see
novelty
anything.
now
of
we
it,
know
but-
how dangerous it is because of the
Yeah.
incident.
Right. But
But-
maybe if you didn't know how dangerous it was, you'd
I
be
think
like,
if I
"Oh,
didn't know how dangerous it was, I would go bottom of the ocean before space because there's stuff to look at down there, and in space you're just like, it's like being
But
on an
you
airplane.
you can see Earth.
yeah, you
a
can see
little bit. You're
Earth."
not far enough away to see Earth.
That's true.
Oh.
You're just kind of.
I-
It's like
I'll
a really
stay in-
high airplane.
I'll go to like Thailand. How about
Yeah,
that?
that's good.
You know what I mean? That'll
Yeah,
be my
Let's just go to
version.
Thailand.
Just
I
go
think
to
that's a much
Thailand.
better idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have one more nerdy space thing
Yes.
to tell you about. Okay, so one of the hardest parts of getting outside of the Earth's atmosphere is truly just like the energy that it takes to fight gravity to get to that
Yeah.
point. That's
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
one of the hardest parts. And so this is supposed to be like the best plan we have for like long distance space travel. So if we can get up there with like an elevator or like truly like stairs basically to get up there, and we can launch it, the best plan truly we have is there's like a hand that like rotates because of the gravitational pull, and it's like a scoop thing, and we time it
catapults
so that it gets scooped and flung
What?
in a direction. And the goal is to have those things on multiple planets so that we can just get flung around, because you don't actually need gas for that. That's literally just you've been flung from the pull.
Not doing that.
Isn't that crazy?
Hard
That's
fuck
crazy.
that.
And there's
Hard fuck
nothing
that.
there's nothing in science that stops us from doing that. It's just so crazy that people are not building it yet.
Yeah.
But that's actually a plan that's
extremely
people are figuring
uncomfortable with
no,
it.
no.
Isn't that so like Futurama?
That is wild.
Because like the energy that it takes is like
Yeah.
the fuel is the hard part.
Yeah.
It makes sense, but I hate it.
Yeah. Nobody
No,
wants to be flung, of course.
No,
But
I absolutely
don't
not.
want to be flung. That's crazy. I don't even. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
not doing it.
I just learned
Stop
that I have to
asking
tell
me-
everybody.
Stop asking me to get flung around space, okay? Because I'm a firm stance on not doing that.
Men only want one thing, and it's to fling.
They want to fling me around
They wanna be
space like a
flung.
rag doll.
Yeah.
Sounds hot.
Yeah, I'd love to be flung.
Well, I hope you get to be flung one day, Sophie.
Thank
you have
you.
been an absolute fucking delight.
Yeah, it's been so
can
fun.
where can people find you?
I'm Sophie Buds on Instagram and
Yes.
on TikTok as well.
Lovely.
Don't add me on Facebook. That's for my uncles only.
That's very
Do you
strict
post
policy.
your? Is that where you post your dates? What do you got coming up?
Yeah. I'm always on the road. When does this come out? Soon?
Probably like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
2 weeks. Yeah, I got stuff coming. I got.
Just-
Okay.
Check her
She'll post
Instagram.
them. Yeah.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Figure it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And follow us, 5 stars. You know the drill. Tell 3 friends. At Risque
We
Business
get really
News.
specific about it because we're.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, we
please.
like giving
3
like
friends,
actionable
please.
tasks, and people have been good about it. So
Yeah.
we appreciate you. Keep fucking doing it, okay? And yeah, we'll see you next week.
Thanks for having me. Love you
Bye.
guys.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.